Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be going through the Zavvi exclusive Star Wars Steelbooks that came out last year. So I was going to separate this video up, but I think I'll just do it in one. So apologies if it's going to be a little bit of a long video. But I will probably go through my Steelbooks, and I do have two other sets that I will show right at the end. So first off, we're going to start off with is the prequels. So I know these ain't, for me, I love all the Star Wars movies. I like more than others. I have problems with a few of the movies. I do, but I will be doing reviews for each one of these movies a bit down the line. I'm not too sure when, because like I said, I've been going. This channel's pretty new for me doing stuff, so I've been doing it for a few 4-5 months, but I am going to be going into more movie reviews. So 1 week I will be going through all these movies and giving my thoughts on them. But today we'll just be going on the Steelbook designs and stuff like that. So I might say a little bit about the movies, but I won't go in depth on them right now. But yeah, we'll go on to these Steelbooks now. So each one, I'm not going to show the J cards for each one because they'll all pretty much be the same. The cast and the crew, special features, etc., and a little write-up of the movie. It is. So we're going to start off with Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So these Steelbooks are absolutely stunning. All of them are. To be honest, when we get to them, the original trilogy ones, for me, are probably not the weakest designs, but if you know the history behind these Zavvi Steelbooks, because when the original came out, it was when Empire Strikes Back one came out, there was a lot of backlash for that one, which when we get to it, we'll have a little look. But we'll start off with this one, which is an absolute stunning artwork. It is very reminiscent of the old, like, Indiana Jones ones and all that from the 80s and stuff like that. There you have Darth Maul there, Qui-Gon Jinn, Queen Amidala, Padme, Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan, Jar Jar Binks, who's probably the most hated character in the Star Wars series, an early C-3PO without his the metal around him, R2-D2, and the ship they escape in the beginning. But that is very nice indeed. It is beautiful artwork, as I've said. It is. And then when we get onto the back, we have probably the most underdeveloped villain in the mainstream movies, the live action movies. Gets a way better in the Clone Wars animated shows and Rebels and that. It is. He has a much better story arc in that than there. And he's voiced by Sam not Whitmore, but Whittaker. Apologies for the name and all that, escaped me, but he does an excellent voice for this for Darth Maul. So that's very nice. So as I failed to mention, all of these are the 4K versions. So they all look beautiful on 4K. I've seen them all, watched all these in the 4K. So you have nice 4K there. And we get a couple of Blu-rays and all that. And then the inside art of this one is the pod race, which is very nice indeed. Absolutely stunning. So that is Episode 1 Steelbook. Episode 2, that's Episode 3. Let's go to Episode 2. So I'll put the thing to one side. Again, another beautiful Steelbook. This is my least favourite in the series. I know a lot of people are probably going to have The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, but I will go back and watch them any day over this one. The worst thing for this for me is there's good action in it, good CGI, all that stuff, and it's just boring. It's a slog to get through in my eyes and all that. But like I said, when I do a review for these, I'll go into more depth into these. They're not bad movies, but I'll get into them in my reviews. But again, you've got a teenage Anakin, Padme there, an older Obi-Wan, Jango Fett there, Yoda, the clones, Mace Windu, and then you got the next upgrade to C-3PO. He's not in his gold armor yet. He's more in the just the normal color metal and all that, and then R2-D2. So again, beautiful it is. And then on the back end you get a nice little picture of Jango Fett, and I'm wondering, I haven't really noticed, I wonder if they're all bad guys on the back and all that. It'd be interesting, some of the villains, but we will see. And then on the inside end, as usual, you got the 4K and the 2 Blu-ray discs, and then we have Yoda in all his glory when he's taken on Dooku. That's the name. Very nice indeed. So we put the disc back in quick, and then having a quick little look. Beautiful indeed. Lucky enough, I got pretty lucky on some of these Steelbooks. A few had a lot of dents in them. I think I've only got one which actually has a couple of dents in it, but otherwise I got very lucky. And for me, my favourite poster from the prequels, Revenge of the Sith, by far the best movie in the prequels. It could have been better, don't get me wrong, but absolutely, yeah. I went to see this in the cinema twice on one day. I wish I didn't. The second time I was nearly falling asleep a little bit, but it's one of the very few times I've gone to the cinema to see a film a couple of times. But that is very nice indeed. Where you got the older Anakin, but there, his wife Padme, the Obi-Wan there, Mace Windu, Palpatine, but Darth Sidious. Darth Sidious? Yeah, Darth Sidious in there. And then he becomes the Emperor. And then Obi-Wan and Anakin fight him, but then in their little Jedi cruisers in the beginning. Apologies for the zoom in going in and out. But very nice. And then on the back, there he is, General Grievous. And again, the problem with these prequels is they throw these villains in and they don't really develop them enough. And if you want to see him in all his glory, it's not the new animated Clone Wars they did one for Cartoon Network, which is more traditional animated. He was an absolute badass in that, and that's the General Grievous we should have seen in the movies and in the Clone Wars, because I don't think they developed him good enough in that either. But yeah, it was it's called Clone Wars, it is. I think it's on Disney Plus now, to be honest. But yeah, if you want to see him in all his glory and how badass he is against the Jedi, try and catch the old one and all that. Very nice indeed. A very good animated show as well, actually. Got really good episodes in it. There's the 4K and the 2 Blu-rays. And then we get the last scene from Revenge of the Sith of Darth Vader and the Emperor standing next to each other. And so another nice little beautiful picture over there. It is. So that is the prequels. So the next one we get on to now are the 2 spin-offs, live action spin-offs they did when so we're in the Disney period now of this part. We will get back to the traditional now. We will. So they brought out 2 spin-offs: Solo, a Star Wars story, and Rogue One, another Star Wars story. So we'll start off with the Solo one, which again, very nice steelbook. Got all the kind of the young Lando over there, Chewie, Han Solo over there, and all that. Forgot a couple of their names, to be honest, because I haven't watched this. I've only watched this twice. I have, but yeah, the old Millennium Falcon, but there before he loses the front part, and a couple of TIE fighters. Good movie. Yeah, better than what I expected. good little action movie. I don't think he was the best Han Solo, to be honest. To me, this movie was just pointless. I didn't really care where he got the Millennium Falcon from, because you kind of know he got it from Lando and all that. Didn't care about anything here. But yeah, I will go more in depth when I do my reviews, as I said. But this is a very nice steelbook. Not as nice as the other ones, because unlike the other ones, this one these two are not drawn ones. They're more like proper pictures. The other ones look more like they're more art. They are, so they've been drawn and stuff like that. But it's still very nice steelbook indeed. And then on the back end we have a younger Chewie, because I think he's about 900 years old in this movie. He is. And then we open it up, get the 4K disc and the 2 Blu-rays. Put them to one side, and inside there we have the Millennium Falcon. So probably the most iconic ship in movie history. It is, and that's in the beginning where it's been clamped. It has, so they got to try and get that loose. So very nice indeed. So these are beautiful sets. They are. As much as you might not like the movies and all that, you can't deny very nice steelbooks indeed. So I'll put that to one side, and then we'll get on to my favourite of the Disney movies. This is my... I won't tell you what it is, because I will rank them when after I do my movie reviews. I will. But again, this is definitely up there as one of my favourites. I love this movie, especially the last third. The last third is just epic. It was absolutely amazing. It had me on the edge of my seat, goosebumps and all, and especially when Vader turns up and is an absolute badass at the end. So yeah, you have all Jyn Erso there and Aldo there, and the other characters you have in it, the main villain there as well. And then they're on Scar, is it? The planet at the end where they have to get the Death Star plans. But yeah, very nice indeed. And then you have the Death Star just in the background there. But yeah, another beautiful steelbook. I like how it's a little bit different to the other ones. These are, they're all kind of have their differences. They do. But yeah, and then you have the traditional Stormtrooper on the back. Beautiful indeed. Very nicely clear picture on all our knees. And then we have inside there 4K, the 2 Blu-rays which will have movies and the thing. And then you got Jyn Erso there and all that, disguised, going to get the Death Star plans. Very nice indeed. So check this back again, and that is the spin-off part of the review. Right, now we're on to the original trilogy. These are my favourite in the series. These are my top 3 movies in it. I love these movies to bits. Don't get me wrong, I don't have much bad to say about these two, the Star Wars and the Empire Strikes Back, but Return of the Jedi, I have a couple of dislikes on it, but nothing that really puts me off these movies. But yep, we will start off on these now. So first off, the original Episode 1, A New Hope, and that is, yeah, they don't make posters like they used to and all that, and this is, you know, the art and the stuff and the effort to get in they put into these posters and all that really make them stick out. They do. Like these days now, they're so lazy doing posters and all. It's very rare you see a good poster these days. They all pretty much cut and paste, all look the same. That's the problem with probably the Marvel movies and stuff like that. Every poster for that looks kind of the same and all. I wish they put a little bit more effort into them in movie posters these days, because this is an absolute stunning picture indeed. We have Luke, Leia, C-3PO, R2-D2 and Death Star, and then the X-Wings attacking the Death Star at the end. Absolutely stunning. And then on the back end we got C-3PO and R2-D2 from the beginning of the movie, who are pretty much they've been in, I think these two have been in, well, Daniels, but was it I want to say Christopher Daniels, but I think he's a wrestler. Anthony Daniels, sorry, is the only actor that's been in all the live action movies, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, and I think these two characters are the only two that have been in every live action movie. But very nice indeed. And we open it up. We got the 4K and the 2 Blu-rays there with some nice pictures on them. And then you got the showdown between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. Not exactly the best fight in the world, but you got to remember it was from the 70s. Didn't really have, they weren't really done for fighting, and they pretty much did the fight scenes themselves. There is a cracking video on YouTube where fans, these guys, I can't remember who they're called, apologies, redid that fight scene, and it is absolutely epic. And if they managed to merge that into this movie, it would be absolutely stunning. So we're going to get on to the controversial one now. And if you've just noticed, there's the one Steelbook cover that sticks out from the rest. I like the cover, don't get me wrong, and I know where they were going with for the covers, because I think for these they were the first posters that came out for the movie, so that's what the covers are. So this was the first poster, I think, that came out for The Empire Strikes Back to do it. But they really dropped the ball on it, because you've probably seen other posters out of it, and have I got a picture of it? No, I haven't got a picture of it right now, but you can have a look into it and all that. There are posters out there that look similar to these ones and all that, but yeah, kind of just, as long as it's still a nice one. You got Yoda on the back here, classic Yoda. It is good. It's just very disappointing that it doesn't match the other two designs. It doesn't, but still pretty nice. I do like it. Darth Vader's helmet and all, and the stars, and his helmet glistening there and all that. And like I said, Yoda on the back. But it is my least favourite out of the designs. So we have the 4K there. And the 2 Blu-rays, again with nice pictures on them. And then you have the AT-ATs and AT-SATs attacking the Hoth base in the beginning of the movie. So very nice indeed. But like I said, disappointed that the design doesn't follow suit with the other two in this trilogy part. But again, this set had a problem with some of the dents on the top now, which I'll show you on the next one now, because I never got a replacement for the other one. They did bring out they did send everyone a replacement Steelbook for this. I gave it to my mate in the end and all that. He's a big Star Wars fan, but I was one of the lucky ones that never had any dents on this one. But unfortunately, I can't say the same for Return of the Jedi. So if you can see up the top of there, I got a little dent up there and there, like a slash type of thing, but it's only them two little corners there, so it's not that bad. None of the spines have any slashes on them or anything, and so yeah, that's a bit of a disappointment for me. But again, a very nice picture there. We got Darth Vader there, and the new Death Star 2 up there with the X-Wings attacking it. So Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker with a blue lightsaber, which I don't understand because he has a green one in this movie. Then you have Han Solo up there, Princess Leia in her a lot of guys' fantasies back then, probably. Then you have the Ewok, Lando, and Jabba the Hutt and his henchmen there, and all that. Again, very beautiful picture. Don't make them like that anymore. And then on the back, and you have when Luke gives himself up and gets captured, and he's there with a stormtrooper behind him, and only because it's cut off, Darth Vader should be there. And then we get the 4K disc and the 2 Blu-rays with the beautiful pictures on them, and the iconic scene at the beginning of the movie of C-3PO and R2-D2 making their way to Jabba's palace. It is, again, very nice picture indeed. It is definitely up there with my favourite Steelbook designs so far. Right, now we're on to the last part, the last trilogy, which is probably the most diverse, or most ones that have, as much as people hate, some people don't like the prequels. I'm not going to say hate because it's a bit of a thing. I think this one overtakes the prequels for how much it's disliked and how much they think Disney ruined the thing. Yeah, they kind of cocked it up personally with the last 2 movies. I think they done a good thing for the first one, the way they did it. Just, I know some people say it's a carbon copy of A New Hope, but for me, it was a nice introduction back into the Star Wars thing and to bring new fans into it and all that. So you got some really good characters here, to be honest, and all that. But they really do screw them up in the last 2 movies. And when I do my reviews, I will explain. Oh, you probably do know why, because literally just come out in the thing of J.J. Abrams come out and said they didn't have a plan for the trilogy, which I found really stupid. That they knew they were going to do a trilogy. So I don't understand why they didn't. Kathleen Kennedy didn't just get J.J. Abrams just to write the whole story, write the 3-movie story, and then get other people to direct it. But you had too many you had him write this one, Rian Johnson wrote that one, and then JJ came back for that one. But I will explain my thoughts on them at a future date. So let's get on to the Steelbooks. So the first one we're going to look at is episode 7, The Force Awakens. So this is another beautiful design. Couple of undeveloped characters, especially Captain Phasm, but there you think from the trailers, oh, it's going to be a good character. No, she is, and all that, and barely gets any time, and she gets even worse time in The Last Jedi. But then you have Rey, Chewie, Finn, old Han Solo, Princess Leia, but there, C-3PO, and then you got Poe Dameron, and you got Kylo Ren. God, nearly went for me then, to be honest. Probably the best character in the trilogy. He is. And then you have the new design of the Stormtroopers and some of the X-Wings and that, and Millennium Falcon, but very beautiful. A little bit packed, a little bit too much, I think, happening, but it's still a very nice design, and that's like the new Death Star and all that, isn't it? And all that, which can blow up planets at a time. So very nice on the spine there, different colours on the Star Wars. And then you've got Kylo Ren there on the back, Ben Solo, in his very nice, like, medieval sword. He looks like he's got, which I do like indeed. So we have the 4K and the 2 discs. And one of my favourite characters in the new one, BB-8 as well. Definitely up there with R2-D2 and that. And then you've got the new Stormtroopers, but they're firing and all that. Very nice indeed. So next one we will get on to is probably the most split down the middle movie there is. I'm not going to go into it, but it probably is. This is the Marmite movie of the series. You either love it or you hate it. Personally, for me, I go towards more of the liking it than I do the hating it. But like I said, when I get to my reviews, I will go into it. But for me, this is probably my favourite cover out of all these Steelbooks. I absolutely love this one. So you got Luke Skywalker by there, an unmasked Kylo Ren, and you've got Rey by there, Princess Leia, Chewie, a couple of the other Rose, Finn, BB-8, R2-D2, and C-3PO, Poe. Who's that? Oh, the Captain Phasm, and Hux by there as well, and a couple, and the Snoke's bodyguards by there and all that. But I absolutely love the colour in this, the red, because on the planet at the end, underneath the salt and all that, is red. It is, but this is absolutely stunning. This is probably my favourite, and I would love to get a poster of this, the original poster, and have it up on my wall. On the back end we have Captain Phasm in all her glory. Unfortunately, very underdeveloped, and I mean underdeveloped. I've said underdeveloped on some of them, but she is very underdeveloped. It is criminally underdeveloped, I should say. But she looks absolutely amazing, and they just don't do anything with her. Yeah, I'll get down to that, and I was going to go on a rant there, but I'm not going to go on to it. We'll get on to the 4K and the 2 Blu-rays with pictures on them again, nice pictures. And then we get it at the end there. We got Poe and all of them when they taking on the troops when they come down on the planet and all that. Crate, if I'm not mistaken, in the planet's crate and all that. So like I said, you got the sand or the salt on the top, and underneath there you've got all this red dust and all that. So very nice indeed. Right, so we're on to the last one now, episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. So yeah, I've got a lot to say about this movie when I do my review, so I'm not going to go into it now. But like I said, with these are very nice designs, but they are kind of cut and paste, similar, like I said before and all that, with posters. It is, but I think these ones are a bit on the better side of the cut and paste ones. As I said, very nice indeed. It is. You have the usual motley crew by there: Finn, Poe, Rey, Kylo Ren, Millennium Falcon by there. A couple of the old classic Star Destroyers. And there's Finn and Ren having a fight on the Death Star part. And a pointless character who's in it. Rose is back in there for like a couple of scenes, which she doesn't do much. Again, another one, I forgot her name. But again, she's in it for one plot point and that's it. Yeah, this is J.J. Abrams, I think, episode 8 and 9 condensed into one movie, unfortunately. But it is a very nice steelbook. I do like it indeed. It is very colourful. And then on the back, we have BB-8. Probably my second favourite character behind Kylo Ren in the new trilogy. It is. Rogue One is still the best Disney movie, Disney Star Wars one they've come out with. But I think the Mandalorian TV show, and I think that takes over that as my favourite Disney era Star Wars. And then we have the fight scene between Kylo Ren and Rey on the Death Star ruins. So very nice indeed. So that is the Steelbook section of this video. So I'm only going to go into my other ones pretty quick, because I have got the old one they brought out just after Revenge of the Sith. This is the Blu-ray set, so it has the J card by there. Nice little box with young Anakin and Luke Skywalker by there. And the farm on Tatooine. And then same design for the flip case in the middle. So when you open it up, you take the booklet out, you have all the little characters from the movies, but they're the main ones. And we have a nice little booklet with this, Guide to the Galaxy, the complete saga, which is technically not the complete saga, because this only has the first 6 episodes, of course. So some beautiful artwork in this. You do, and a little bit about each one, and the episodes and all that, and what special features they have. So very nice indeed. Yeah, I'm a bit of a I do double dip, and I'm not one to get rid of things that easy, especially my steelbooks and collectors, I guess. And yeah, this one is definitely something I'm going to keep in my collection for a while. Might get rid of it down the line. It is, but it is a nice set, it is. And I do have also my old classic, not the original obviously trilogy, this is the digitally remastered one when George Lucas started putting CGI, redone some of the CGI, but it does have the original puppet of Yoda from episode 1 of in the New Hope and all that. So not New Hope, from Empire Strikes Back and all that. So, but yeah, got a puppet there and all that, and which is a weird picture as well, because this is from Empire Strikes Back, and they've done it on a couple of things. So you have the fight there between Darth Vader and things. Some people say, "Oh no, that's from Return." It's not from Return of the Jedi, because he's got a pistol on it, and he never had a pistol on him in Return of the Jedi, because he's got a green lightsaber there. I wonder if they done that because they did the blue in the background. But yeah, it's a weird one that is. Seems he had a blue lightsaber for that. So yeah, and then you got the X-Wing fights for C-3PO, and then I do have other videos up in my attic of the original trilogy as well, but I think they're more of a remastered as well. I don't think I might have like a proper original untouched versions. But yeah, I do like these sets and all that, and yeah, big Star Wars fan, probably the best saga out there, probably, and all that. I think Marvel Universe, the MCU, is kind of creeping up on it and all that, because they've got some outstanding films as well. But thank you for watching this video. I know it was a long one. I will put probably times in the comment and the descriptions below, where you, if you just want to jump to certain trilogy or ones and all that you want to look at, I'll put them in there, so it's a lot easier for you to navigate. But thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.